Hey, 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 get up in here, get up in here. This is an important service announcement. This lady right here, Carol Bryant, the lady that accused Emmett Till of whistling at her inappropriately because she was so scared of a black man that was a child that she encouraged her husband and her, I believe it was her brother at the time. I believe the guy was her brother, but we know damn for sure that it was her damn husband. She encouraged them to get down to the bottom of what happened in that store or him whistling at her. But his mother said that when he's nervous, he whistled because he has a stuttering problem. So when he alleged whistled, he wasn't whistling at her. He does that because of the stuttering problem that he had. But Omar, there's more. There's more. It was a unserved warrant found for Emmett Till case. What does that mean? So they found some people that was doing a job searching through old case files and boxes, came across, they was going through boxes, and they came across these two boxes. It was marked for the 50s and the 60s, back in those years. They went through those boxes, y'all, and guess what they uncovered? Oh, she was issued a warrant for her arrest because she kidnapped a minor. But they did not serve it. Because why? Because back in those days, because she was white. Now this lady right here, Miss Carol Bryant, she is 80-some years old. So there is a debate that needs to be had. Should this 80-year-old lady go to jail and serve the time that will be given to her regardless of her age? Or should they just let it go? Let it go. Now, I remember that this one lady, I can't recall what state it was in, but she had something to do with like a ticket or something or a robbery, and she went on a run, and she was on a run for years. She was African American, and she done got married, had children, grandkids, had a good ass job. She was respected in the community she was in. And some kind of way it came across, that she had a warrant for her arrest or whatever. And they came and locked her ass up. They sure did. And they also locked this one lady up, this elderly lady. She was in a walker. She owed the IRS. But it was not her fault. It was people had stole her identity and ran up a lot of different charges and stuff in her name, and just did a lot of credit card and wire fraud stuff on her name. And the IRS came looking, they want their money or whatever. And since it was in her name and whatever, and she owed this money, they came and locked her ass up. And they didn't handcuff her, but the scene of watching this lady walk to the police car with her walker, that was some crazy. So This come from the indisputable Dr. Rashad Richey. I'm getting this content from his channel. He brings us all of the down and dirty, gutter, in your face news when it pertains to African American and other people. Some things that he gonna say on here, y'all may not agree with it. Y'all may not like it. So I'm gonna give my disclaimer. If you're offended by anything that he say, and if I say, hey, my apologies, but this is just a hot mess. That this woman was issued a warrant for her arrest, and they did not go and serve her because she was white. So let's get into Dr. Rashad and get his opinion on the matter in hand.
Is to die in jail. Now, I don't say that lightly, okay? This is the woman who started the chain reaction. You see her? She needs to die in jail. Now, I don't say that lightly, okay? This is the woman who started the chain reaction that got Emmett Till killed when he was 14 years of age. Now, a warrant has been discovered that was never served on her in connection to that murder, which provides a legal avenue for her to actually finally be prosecuted. Carolyn Bryant Donham. Let's show a picture of Emmett Till and his mother. Okay? That's Mammy Till Bradley. I want you to remember that Emmett Till was 14 years of age when Carolyn Bryant decided to lie on him, create a mob justice atmosphere where two men connected to her kidnapped him and killed him. All right, let's get into it. Carolyn Bryant, then husband Roy Bryant, and his half-brother J.W. Millam, on August 28, 1955, grabbed Till from his great-uncle's home, carried him away, and killed him. Both men are now deceased. A team searching a Mississippi courthouse, they searched the basement for evidence about the lynching of the black teenager Emmett Till, and they found an unserved warrant charging a white woman in his 1955 kidnapping. Now, this is important because this is an unserved warrant and a different element of the crime. This is not murder. This is kidnapping. It's a different dynamic of the initial crime that we know on record. All right? This unserved warrant was charging Miss Carolyn Bryant, a white woman, in his 1955 kidnapping.
Okay, so since we know, you know, the information had came out, and then we seen it in the documentaries and the pictures and all that kind of stuff, that the young man was murdered. But the issue in hand was they have served her a warrant for kidnapping. So can that warrant be changed? Can that warrant be changed? Can that warrant be updated to murder? Since we know now that young man was murdered, and her husband and her half brother, they deceased now. So she the one still living. It was behind her ass any fucking way. So can this warrant be updated from kidnapping to fucking murder? Come on now, speak black to me. Cause y'all not hearing me. Speak black to me. So, can this warrant be updated, upgraded from kidnapping to murder. Because hey, people that know, they know. If someone go do a crime and someone get killed, just because you was in a car, you may not know what the person in the car with you finna go do. They might see you and pick you up. You might be walking somewhere or wherever you going, and they pick you up and like, hey, come ride with me right quick. I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't doing nothing else, so I'm getting in the car with your ass. Then they pull up into a motherfucking apartment complex or whatever house, and then they go in there and commit to killing someone. And they catch your ass on camera, the surveillance cameras, apartments, whatever, got your ass on camera. You in the car, whatever. You don't know what the fuck going on in that damn house. They gonna charge you with what? You was with him? Accessory to murder? I don't fucking know. But we done seen it plenty of times. Guilty by association.
And relatives of the victim, they want authorities to finally arrest her nearly 70 years later. All right, so yeah, she's in her 80s. Okay? All right, I don't give a damn that she's in her 80s. You have to remember.
Hey!
Her privilege ran so deep that literally she had a kidnapping of a minor arrest warrant that got squashed. No big deal. You're okay. She was free. You can't even have a warrant for a damn traffic ticket and remain free for 70 years. At some point, you have to answer for that traffic ticket. This woman had a warrant for her arrest for kidnapping a child. There's more. A warrant for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant, identified as Mrs. Roy Bryant in the warrant, was discovered last week by searchers inside a file folder that had been placed in a box. The Leflore County Circuit Clerk, Stockstill, told the Associated Press on Wednesday. So the documents are kept inside of boxes by decade, he said. But there was nothing else to indicate where the warrant dated August 29th, 1955 might have been. They narrowed it down between the 50s and 60s and got lucky, says Stockstill, who certified the warrant as absolutely 100% genuine. So let me tell you what's happening now. Remember your dates. August 28th, 1955. That's when the crime happened. Okay? They have that on the record. August 29th. You literally have an arrest warrant for her. They knew what happened. All of them were aware of everything. Within 24 hours, they knew exactly what happened to this kid. There's an arrest warrant. Somebody decides to hide it, ignore it. Systematic bias, prejudice, racism, corruption, all taking place at one time, converging 1955 in the month of August, so that no justice can be served to the family of the 14-year-old who was killed. There's more. The search group included members of the EMMETT Till Legacy Foundation and two of Till's relatives, cousin Deborah Watts, head of the foundation, and her daughter Terry Watts. Relatives want authorities to use the warrant to arrest Carolyn Bryant, who at the time of the slaying was married to one of the two white men, tried and acquitted just weeks after Till was abducted from a relative's home, killed and dumped into a river. Serve it and charge her, Terry Watts told the AP in an interview, and I stand with the family. Serve her. Charge her. Arrest her. Evidence indicates a woman, Carolyn Bryant, identified Till to the men who later killed him. The arrest warrant against Carolyn Bryant was publicized at the time, but the county sheriff told reporters he did not want to bother the woman, since she had two young children to care for. Isn't that something? I didn't know.
Excuse me, you guys. See, that right there pissed me the fuck off. They didn't want to issue her warrant at the time because she had two children to care for. Emmett Till mama, Miss Mammy, she is deceased now. How do you think that would have made her feel if she would have heard them say that about her child, her son, her only child? Like he was nothing. She fought hard. She went to become an activist right after this, well, during the process of, trying to make this public. And then on top of that, the white lady, she wrote a book. It's finishing everything. The book is not going to be released until after she passed away. I wonder why. The book is not going to be released until after she passes away. The book being written, it's been published, it's just sitting where it's sitting until after she passes the fuck away. Because it's her tell-all book. She knew she was fucking wrong. She knew what was not, what was not, what was. So that's why she wanted that book to come out after she passed away. So she ain't got to deal with all the bullshit that comes with it. It doesn't matter what you wrote in that book. Your family, your children, your grandkids, your great grandkids, whoever that's still alive is carrying in your name, your legacy, they gonna get that work. They gonna have to hear and see us dog your punk ass. You already, the lady had moved. She had to be moved, 3 or 4 times, because people kept on finding out where she stayed. I seen certain YouTubers went to her house. One YouTuber got into it with her son. They moved her from that house. They moved her from another house. They moved her into a high sky rising place. She couldn't afford that, so they could move her somewhere else. So at this point, they don't know whereabouts she stayed at, but I think she stayed in a nursing home. I don't know if it's in North Carolina, somewhere like that, but after she got remarried, so her second husband, he passed away as well. So anywho, let's get back into this.
That a sheriff could just ignore a felony warrant. I mean, this is a new thing. We learn new things about law enforcement every day as it relates to white people. We really do. So you can have a felony warrant for your arrest, and the sheriff can say, you know what? You got 2 children to raise, so we're going to just ignore the fact that you have a warrant for kidnapping a child that led to his murder. Now, in her 80s, and most recently living in North Carolina, Carolyn Bryant has not commented publicly on calls for her prosecution. But Terry Watts said the Till family believes the warrant accusing Carolyn Bryant of kidnapping amounts to new evidence. This is what the state of Mississippi needs to go ahead, she said. So let's go to the DA. Let me bring you to the DA, Dwayne Richardson. Now, Dwayne, he ain't gonna do a damn thing. I guarantee you that. So let's go to the office that would prosecute the case. So they have declined to comment on the warrant. Declined to comment, not even add words to it, but cited a December report about the Till case from the Justice Department that said no prosecution was possible. Now remember, the Justice Department said this under the old statute, not the new evidence presented to the DA's office. Contacted by the AP on Wednesday, the county sheriff, currently Ricky Banks, said, and I quote, "This is the first time I've known about a warrant." Banks, who was 7 years old when Till was killed, said, and I quote, "Nothing was said about a warrant when a former district attorney investigated the case 5 or 6 years ago. I will see if I can get a copy of the warrant and get with the DA and get their opinion on it. Well, let's just talk about it. I mean, listen, we need to have a conversation. Can we all pray together? There's more. If the warrant can still be served according to the sheriff, he would have to then, what? If the warrant can be served, the sheriff needs to talk to law enforcement officers in the state where Carolyn Bryant resides. Once again, another conversation. So the sheriff has literally said, if it's a warrant that I can actually serve, if I can arrest her legally, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to the law enforcement officers in the state that she lives in, make sure it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
What in the hell? This is why many people don't like the police. They don't like the criminal justice system. Rightfully so. It takes this much. All of these conversations, even if it's legal for you to do, even if you're mandated by the warrant to do so, all of a sudden we need to have conversations rather than justice. So let's go to the law. Okay? Here's what the law says in Mississippi. Arrest warrants can go stale. So this is a stale arrest warrant. That is permissible due to the passage of time and changing circumstances. And one from 1955 almost certainly wouldn't pass muster before a court, even if a sheriff agreed to serve it, said Ronald J. Reichlack, a law professor at the University of Mississippi. But this is a big one. With any new evidence, see why it's important that the kidnapping dynamic is part of it. With any new evidence, the original arrest warrant, absolutely, according to the professor of law, could be an important stepping stone toward establishing probable cause for a new prosecution, a new arrest, a new indictment, according to the law professor. You think they're going to do something? No. Now, let me remind everyone, there are war crimes, war criminals who committed those war crimes many, many decades ago. When governments catch up with them, it doesn't matter how old they are, they go to jail, all right? This was a heinous crime against a child. There should be no grace allocated just because, hey, guys, it happened a long time ago. Jessica, thoughts on this?
Yeah, we're already seeing.
Okay, that's the end of his commentary and his thoughts and his opinions on the situation. Right now is just what he always do when he finishes his stuff. He'll have somebody that come on and they'll give their opinion on it, and I always turn it off at that time. But again, what do y'all think? Should this woman go to jail? Or she should just go on by her business like she been doing? This is your girl, Queen 318 Red. Educated Diva, House of Queens TV. And I will catch you guys on another one. Watch your 12, 360, 9 at all times. Keep it in mind, it'll get greater later. Love you guys. Meditate. Keep your energy full and free of negativity. Prayers to the Most High. If nobody told you today that they love you, I love you. If nobody asked you how was your day, how you been, how you was doing, how you been, how you doing, how was your day? I care. You don't have to act like that. Praying for you, brother. Praying for you, sister. It's okay. It will be okay. Take it to the Most High. But again, thank you guys for visiting House of Queens TV. And always keep it in mind, it will get greater later. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button. Hit all. So every time I upload, you will be the first one to get that notification as soon as I make content. Also, run the like button up so it keep me in the algorithm. It will push my videos out for everyone that enjoy content, all type of content. Especially, it will just push it out for anyone to watch. Share the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'll catch y'all another one.